I ran out to my car. I laid in the seat.
Not a way for a grown-up man to do.
No,
ducking
no,
behind
I was totally
bars,
embarrassed. I couldn't believe it.
Laying down on the front seat of the car so that nobody can see you.
Well, it gets worse. It gets worse. We start driving away, and her girlfriend, she gets in the car with her girlfriend, and they start following us. And I see them behind us. We had to duck in a bank that was closed, turn off the lights, and turn off the car and hope that they drove by. They did. I thought that'd be the end of it. Well, I show up home, and I see her and her girlfriend. They arrived ahead of me, sitting in between two cars in a parking lot. And I had to dodge them, my cat and mouse. I finally snuck into my apartment, and she starts yelling at me from the ground floor. I live on a second floor unit, and she's yelling at me from downstairs, Alex, let me in, I love you, I love you. And I was kind of embarrassed because there's a 2-year-old little boy that lives below me. His name's Alex also, and I was wondering what his parents would think if they hear this, and they see this grown woman yelling, Alex, let me in, you know, let me in. And she calls, she used to call a lot. And at one point, I just had to really get angry. I've been trying to be nice about it. I figured we met as friends, why not part as friends? And it just doesn't seem to work that way.
All the problems are following in the car, calling, waking up the neighbors, telephones.
Calling me at 5 in the morning, calling me, letting it ring over 100 times.
Have you told her how, you sound to me like a guy who doesn't want to hurt a girl's feelings. Right. Have you told her how you feel?
I've told her many times. She just doesn't seem to want to accept it or to listen to me. I tell her it's difficult for me to remain her friend if she keeps doing this. This behavior isn't conducive to our friendship.
Do you want to remain friends?
I do, but if it continues, then I just have to break it off clean.
But don't you see that when you tell somebody who's in love with you, let's be friends, that's not possible. I mean, when do we get it into people's heads? Here's why. You're saying let's be friends, but that person doesn't want to be friends. You've got to let them go completely because you're sending a mixed message. A friend you'll call occasionally. When you call somebody who's in love with you, they think, oh my goodness, you're still interested in them. Well,
I could understand that. But I've only called her once in the 4 months that we've broken up. It's not like I'm pursuing the fact.
You can't call her at all because
my past relationships are the same way. I could remain friends. I thought this one.
Okay, April, what's the problem?
Okay. There's not.
You've heard what Alex has been saying. He says you're obsessed with him and you won't let go.
Okay, I can honestly tell you that yes, I did call him at hours of the night. Yes, I did go to his house. Yes, I did follow him in the car. But let me tell you why, okay? First of all, he's a good person, and I care about him dearly, and I'm not here to say anything bad, because really there isn't, except for this, you know. I'm at a nightclub where we met, and I see him there. He comes up to me, and he says, you look beautiful.
You are sick in the head if you think you will ever get him back.
I don't want him
like that. He is in love with me, not you. Okay? You saying how he makes love to you, he did. How could he make love to you if he didn't love you, okay?
Thank you.
He loves me.
I'm happy for you. That's nice. Can I finish? See, you know what? I still need to say something, okay?
I only have a 1-hour show.
I understand that.
She's like this all the time.
I understand that, Sally, okay? But can I just finish why I
can you do it in...
I'll do it shortly. The thing is, he told me that he cared a lot about me and he missed me as wanting to be friends still.
Exactly. Thank you.
But
I made it clear.
See, he never lets me talk. That's why I can't say anything. Okay? And the thing is, I did miss him a lot, okay? And we cared about each other. I believe that, okay? And if he loves her, I'm happy for you. But I asked him, can we just be friends, go out as friends? He said, no, because if I see you, I want to be with you. Okay, I want to make love to you. And that's what he said.
I didn't say that.
You're not happy for me.
I didn't say that.
If you were happy for me, you would respect me and not call him. You call him all the time.
Shelley says, boy, I am totally confused about this particular relationship. It's with a guy named Scott who's waiting backstage. She says, this is a she says, he says. She says after dating for months and seeing each other every day, he suddenly said on New Year's Eve, it's over, she should never call him again. 5 days later, she found out there was a new girlfriend. Shelley says she still loves him and can't get over him. Shelley, Scott has the new girlfriend, so why not just let go?
Well, every time I try to let go, he's always there calling again. We started going out December 13th, and we were together for about a month, and he decided not to call no more. I called him, and he decided not to call no more.
And you're saying you went out together, there was a real relationship For a month?
Yeah, we were together every day,
For a month.
and we went out together. It wasn't for a month, it was about 3 weeks. We stopped talking, and then I didn't talk to him at all, and he called me a month later, and I went to stay with him again. And then it's been every month where we've been together. And we were together April 29th, and he told me to call him. And then when I called him, his girlfriend called me back and told me they had been going out for 17 days, and they were very serious to stop calling him.
Well, that's got to be a shock. How long totally was this relationship in your mind?
In my mind, well, officially we went out for like 2-3 weeks, but it lasted from December till May.
5 months. Okay. You told our producers you and Scott have had sex recently. Is that true?
April 29th.
April 29th. All right, let's hear from Scott. Scott, come on out. Scott, I'm a little confused. She is claiming a 4-month relationship with fairly recent sex.
That never happened.
Never happened.
Oh, bull crap.
You spent
Never
the holidays
happened.
with her, and then she says you dumped her suddenly, and then you spent the night with her.
How can you dump something you never had?
You are lying.
How can you
You
dump
are
something you never
lying.
had?
You are lying
You
just to save yourself.
We never went anywhere. I went one place. We went 2 places together, to the mall, and we went to your family's for a couple hours for
Scott.
Christmas. That was it.
Scott, she's saying an intense 4-month relationship with sex at the end of last April. Are
have
you
had
saying
sex
this is a one-night stand, or?
This has not happened. The only thing we had a one-night stand one night. She called me, paged me at 3 o'clock in the morning, like she always.
First of all, Sally, I'd like to just clear one thing up.
Wait a minute, you do look like sisters.
Why, Sally? Why? Excuse me, I am now speaking. First of all, okay, this right here is the nicest guy I have ever met in my entire life, and I will not let her humiliate him on television as if he is a dog. Now, I have been with him ever since May 3rd, so she slept with him while he was drunk. She took advantage of him, I would say. He's drunk. The way I look at it is, if you're gonna offer sex to a drunk guy and you are in his driveway, how many men are gonna say no? None. If they are drunk and this girl is in their driveway, conveniently, they will invite them in. And that is what he did.
I did not
and
know
when
how
I'm
to get to his
finished,
house.
now, Scott never had.
What'd you just say? Who said that? What are you doing behind my back? Stand up and say it. Come on. Come on, sister, up. What did you say?
Can't you wake up and smell the coffee? This guy is lying to you?
No.
Thank you.
Backstage for about a year, is that correct? Yes. They are now divorced. She was married for how long?
20 years.
20 years. She says the marriage for her was like being in prison. Now, even though she's divorced, she still feels that he's trapped her. Sandy, can you explain what you mean by that? If he's no longer married to you, how does he make you feel trapped? What's happening?
Well, he's called me all the time and cried and begged for me to take him back. And I said we can be friends, but that's all. And that's all I want.
What was the marriage like?
Well, it's constant mental abuse.
Like what?
Anything I did was wrong. You know, I'd load the dishwasher, it wasn't perfect enough, and when I went to cook, he took over, and everything just had to be right. And
Is he calling you and begging you to go back?
well, he wants me to remarry him.
Remarry him.
Yeah, I asked him to be on the show, and he said, well, if you'd just remarry me, we wouldn't have to go on the show.
What is it that you want? I mean, why? What can we do to help
I want his friendship, and that's all. But he said, you know, we just can't be friends because he can't see me because he loves me too much.
Okay, what would you like him to do? I'll try to help you. What would you like him? You gave us a call. What would you like him to do?
Well, I would like to be his friend, but you know, I feel so guilty because he loves me. And
So you feel guilty. I can understand that. Can you
because
understand?
I've been hurt for so long, I don't want to hurt anyone else. I don't want him to hurt.
So you don't want to do anything mean to him because you don't want him to be hurt the way you've been hurt. But on the other hand, you just want to go on with your life?
Right. And I don't want the kids to be hurt now that they feel sorry for him because he's hurting.
The kids are back to feeling sorry for him.
And I'm the bad person now.
That happens a lot. See, kids really want everything to stay the same way it was, and then when you change it, even though they tell you to change it, then they get angry at you. All right. Jeff has been waiting backstage. Let's hear what Jeff has to say. Come on out, Jeff. Jeff, you've said the only thing you want in life is to get back your ex-wife, Sandra.
Yes, that's true.
Before you say anything, I want you to hear the letter that Sandy wrote to our show, so
Okay.
you'll know why she needs help. Sandy, read Jeff the letter you sent to me.
Dear Sally, I am desperate for your...
Their daughter, Brandy. Brandy, how do you feel about what's going on? Have you indeed, were you one of the ones that said you should let him go, and now that he's gone, you feel sorry for Dad and you want Dad back with Mom?
They used to fight a lot, and it was like every other time it was, well, I'm getting divorced to you, or the other one would say, I'm getting divorced to you first, or it never happened though. And
now that
they both made mistakes. She drinks too. She said that he drank, but she did too at the same time, the same amount. It didn't matter.
I don't drink anymore.
Not anymore, but when all this was happening, you did.
Wouldn't you
What do you
drink
want
too?
Mom to do? Sandy, what do you want Mom to do? Do you want Mom to go back to Dad? Do you want Dad to go, what do you want to have happen? You're the kid.
He's trying really hard, and at the same time, she made the same mistakes that he did.
So what should Mother do?
She should at least give him another chance.
I
She's
did
just
give him
being
a...
Okay.
We separated. I did give him another...
Back to him. Cindy, I know you take the threat seriously, but what makes you think that Rick really would follow through?
The things he's told me, the association he has with people. I mean, he's threatened to take his first daughter. He's got another daughter, too. Threatened to kill my mom. I mean, and he associates his life with these kind of people. So, I mean, it scares me.
So he's one of these guys who says, I have friends
Oh, definitely,
who can do
definitely.
this and this, or I'm well connected.
Definitely.
We meet a lot of those kind of guys. I know you told us, you told our producer, that he has done a lot of things in the past, some of which I think I agree with you. I find them incredible. He has threatened to kill you.
Yes, my
Okay, now-
mother, mainly.
He's
because-
going to kill her.
Yes.
And he's done that right out loud. I'm going to kill her.
Oh, to me, definitely. He can do away with her. He can have her done away with.
Okay, and he's told people that you and your daughter died in
Yes.
a car crash?
Yes, at all my friends. I was out one evening and I seen my friends and they were shocked. I mean,
I would
they
think
were
so.
absolutely
They thought you
shocked.
were dead.
They were shocked. They couldn't believe it. It was like I seen a ghost. You know, it's embarrassing.
He
Very.
told people around town that you work as a prostitute.
Or answer anything to make money.
Now, why would you stay with him for that amount of time if he's this kind of guy? In other words, you were together on and off for 4 years, never married, but you did have a 2-year-old daughter together named Katie.
Right.
Now, why did you leave him a long time ago?
Most of the time, whenever I was going to leave him, he would grab our daughter and run with her, or throw her in the car, jerk her out of my arms, and try and run with her. And this was the main reason I stayed with him. I thought maybe we could have a family. We could try to do something together as a family. But he would always use my daughter as a pawn against me to try and get me to stay with him.
So what I'm hearing is that a lot of the time you stayed with him was fear. You were
Right. Oh,
honestly
definitely.
afraid of what he would do to you
Definitely.
and to your mother. Charlene, are you fearful for what Rick might do to you? Do you believe that he has all these important friends who might come and kill you?
Well, Sally, he's a very obsessive type person.
Well, I think it's time we heard Rick's side of the story. Rick, come on out. Rick, is it true? Did you threatened to kill Cindy's mother?
Yes, ma'am.
He admits it. He admits it.
Have you threatened to kidnap your own child? Or
No, I didn't threaten.
You
I
liar.
didn't threaten
Yes,
to do
you
that.
have.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you have. Plenty of times. Plenty.
Okay. Why did you threaten to kill her mother?
Because of things she's done to me, said to me.
What have I done to you?
you
What have I
tried-
done to you?
for one
I have
thing, you-
supported Katie. I've supported her. What have I done?
But here's the question. Could any one of us spot, before we go into the relationship, an obsessive man or woman? Is there a sign that somebody is going to be obsessive, or can this happen to anybody?
Well, that's a good question, because it's really hard to cite and find this before you're in a relationship.
You can't spot it.
You really can't. I mean, somebody might say, well, if you see someone who comes on to you initially in a very aggressive manner, you might be able to have some kind of a flag. But when we're talking about real obsession, we really can't know that.
So let's say we meet, can a person change? Let's say we meet the nicest guy in the world or the nicest girl in the world, and they're just wonderful. And then when we want to break up, they become a mean tiger. Can people be a Jekyll and Hyde like
Yeah,
that?
I think sure they can. I think two things can go on. One, you can really have someone who does not have that obsessive tendency in them. And